Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. What a terrific fight between Louis Green and Sam Gilley for the Commonwealth super-welterweight championship. Louis Green was the champ going in. He won the title against Dean Sutherland back in November 2022. He stopped him in 5 rounds. Dean was undefeated at the time. He then followed that up with a victory over Paul Keane, stopped him in 6, and this was his second defence. And he came in with a 16 wins and 3 defeats record. He has been stopped before. Lewis Crocker stopped him in 2020. He's been outpointed by Larry Akindawu back in 2018. And Harry Scarf actually beat him in only last year in March. So this is a guy who fights regularly, overachieves, maximises his talent, and what a terrific warrior he is. Unfortunately, he bumped into Sam Gilley, who just had a little bit too much. Gilley coming in with 16 wins, 8 KOs, 1 defeat, which was on points. The defeat was back in 2021 to Danny Ball, who I think is still undefeated. But he's, Sam's been English super welterweight champ. This was that's definitely a step up. The only quibble I've got about this, excellent York Hall barn burner. It was at the York Hall, worthy of the York Hall, that wonderful, fantastic venue. The only quibble I've got is that the judges had it very, very wide for Gilley. I didn't. I made him a 1-point winner, 114, 113. All right, 3 judges disagree with me. Who am I to say? But I watched it live and scored it live. And the point difference was that Gilley put Louis on the floor. That was from a brilliant right hook to the body. Louis got up like the warrior he is, came back. Actually, the first 2 rounds I gave to Louis Green. I thought he edged them. But no, actually, the first one he won big because he actually wobbled Sam right at the end of it with a big left hook. And Sam's legs he stiffened, definitely. Second round, closer, but I gave it to Louis. And then Sam was kind of edging into it and perhaps using his brain a bit more. Suddenly he was finding his range, controlling the range a little bit more. And then in the 5th round, he knocked down Louis. So the writing did look on the wall to some degree, as if Louis might be running out of puff, because Louis was coming forward and putting the pressure on. But this is a 12-round fight, and Sam was seemed to be pacing himself more, seemed to be edging more into it. And then 7th round, I think Louis really put it on Gilley, and definitely a round for Louis Green, I would say that round. But it was back and forth. The heavy hands seemed to be coming from Louis Green, despite the knockdown, and the body work from Sam was good, but there weren't enough of it. I'd have thought he'd have gone back to the body more, but he didn't. And Louis was a tough man. I mean, he was gritting his teeth and getting through it, walking forward, letting his hands go. This was his belt. He was not gonna let it go lightly. But he was fighting more in spurts. He was. Don't get me wrong. He was landing some good punches. But Sam Gilley was the one who seemed to have the slicker skills and perhaps a little bit more variety. We got up to the later rounds. Again, there were a couple of rounds where Louis Green really won it big, like the 1st, the 7th, one of the later ones as well. I can't remember which one. But Sam was sort of not pinching the rounds, but, doing a little bit more. Maybe the quality of his work was a bit better. But after 11 rounds, after 9 rounds, first of all, Louis looked knackered. He looked absolutely shagged. And it got to the end of the 11th, and Louis' corner said to him, you need this round big. He went out there and he took it. He actually did put it on Gilley. And Gilley, at one point, early on in the round, when he got clocked, banged his gloves together and screamed, "Come on then," and it was just that type of fight. Fantastic fight, real fantastic fight. Both blokes, an absolute credit to the sport. I hated the scores, 118, 110 from Terry O'Connor, or was it Bob Williams? One of them had it there. And I think one had it 116, 111. No. To me, this was a couple of points for Gilley, no problem. But not 6 points. It's too much. Anyway, go and have a look at it. This was a worthy undercard. I suppose you'd say chief support for Chamberlain versus Lowell, which is still to come. But go and have a look at it. Brilliant fight. Fantastic stuff. And both these guys, I think Sam's 29 and Louis 31. They've got a bit left. They can come back and win other belts. But I'll certainly be watching both these guys in the future. But probably they're going to avoid each other. That rematch looks very, very taxing. Takes years off your career. But hey, both guys are credit to themselves and the sport. Go and have a look. See what you think. Comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And leave a like. hit that little like button and spread the word about Joe Stunner Boxing. Thanks for now. See you later.